Hey, did you hear about the mathematician who's afraid of negative numbers?
No, what's up with them?
They'll stop at nothing to avoid them.
Classic math joke. Alright, why don't scientists trust atoms?
I have no idea. Why don't they?
Because they make up everything.
Good one. I'm reading a book on anti gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Speaking of books, I started a new one on anti insomnia. I fell asleep after the first chapter.
Well, at least you found a cure for insomnia. By the way, I got a job at a bakery.
Really? I didn't know you were into baking.
Yeah, I needed dough.
Do not tell me you're serious.
Oh, I'm totally surreal. Serious. Anyway, what's the difference between a cat and a comma?
I don't know, what is it?
Well, one has claws at the end of its paws, and the other is a pause at the end of a clause.
Haha, clever. So, I tried to make a belt out of watches, but it was a waste of time.
Well, maybe you should watch out for those time consuming projects. By the way, I've started eating clocks.
Eating clocks? Why on earth would you do that?
It's very time consuming.
You're clocking in some serious puns today. Okay, I'm changing the subject. Have you heard about the restaurant on the moon?
No, what's the deal with that?
Great food, no atmosphere.
Ah, the lunar dining experience. I bet their cheese is out of this world.
You're on a roll. So, why don't skeletons fight each other?
I don't know. Why not?
They don't have the guts.
These jokes are bone-tastic. Alright, last one. Why don't scientists trust atoms anymore?
I give up. Why?
Because they make up everything, and they're always in a state of decay.
Science and puns, the perfect combination.
Hey, remember that time you tried to cook a fancy dinner and set off for the smoke alarm?
Oh, how could I forget? Our culinary skills were so bad, even the fire alarm wanted us to stop.
I thought we were making a masterpiece, but it ended up being a smoke signal to the entire neighborhood that we needed cooking lessons.
Well, the smoke alarm did its job, it saved us from our own cooking disaster. Maybe we should stick to ordering takeout.
True, but we can't let one burnt meal define us. We like culinary rebels, breaking all the rules, especially the ones about not burning water.
Speaking of rules, have you ever noticed that the more you learn about cooking, the less you actually want to cook?
Absolutely. Who has time for all those measurements and precise instructions? I just throw in random ingredients and hope for the best.
That explains why your experimental pasta tasted like a combination of toothpaste and hot sauce.
Hey, minty fresh breath and spicy kick. I was just trying to cover all the flavor profiles.
Well, next time let's stick to something foolproof, like cereal. No alarms, no disasters, just crunchy goodness.
Cereal it is, and we can proudly say we conquered breakfast, even if dinner remains a mystery to us.
Our culinary adventures might not win any awards, but they sure provide endless entertainment. Who needs a Michelin star when you can have a comedy show in the kitchen?
True friendship is surviving kitchen catastrophes together. Cheers to us, the culinary daredevils.
Cheers. May our future meals be less smoky and more palatable. And if not, at least we'll have another hilarious story to tell.
We should probably start a cooking blog, The Chronicles of Culinary Chaos.
Imagine the tagline, where recipes go to die, and laughter is the secret ingredient.
Our first post could be about the time we mistook salt for sugar in that cake. It was like taking a bite out of the Dead Sea.
Ah, the classic dessert disaster. I still can't believe we served it to guests. They were so polite, pretending it was a new avant-garde dessert.
Well, art is subjective, right? Even in the world of desserts, we were just ahead of our time.
Ahead, behind, sideways, our culinary compass is a bit wonky. Remember when we tried to make homemade sushi, and it ended up looking like sushi burritos?
Fusion cuisine. We were just predicting the future trends. Sushi burritos are a thing now, you know?
Trendsetters, that's what we are. Maybe we should open a restaurant, Epicurean Escapades, where the menu is a surprise, even to the chefs.
Our specialty could be the elements of surprise. One day it's spaghetti, the next day it's spaghetti tacos. Keep guessing.
And the ambience would be unmatched, a symphony of smoke alarms and the occasional burst of laughter from the kitchen.
We'll have to hire a comedian as our sauce chef to keep the laughs flowing. Maybe they can distract everyone from the questionable flavors.
Brilliant. Our restaurant will be the hottest ticket in town. Who needs Michelin stars when you have a menu full of unexpected delights?
Exactly. Let's embrace our culinary quirks and turn them into a gastronomic adventure. Epicurean Escapades is destined for greatness, or at least a good laugh.
To Epicurean Escapades, where culinary chaos meets comedic genius.
Picture this: critics trying to decipher our menu, pondering the deep meaning behind our accidental culinary creations.
We could have a dish named Mystical Macaroni Madness, where the mystery is whether it's macaroni or something else entirely.
An enigmatic eggplant extravaganza, where the enigma is whether it's actually eggplant or a cleverly disguised fruit.
Our guests will leave not just with full stomachs but with a sense of existential questioning about what they just ate.
It's the ultimate dining experience, a journey for the taste buds and the philosophical soul. Michelin stars can't measure the depth of our culinary chaos.
Perhaps we should add a philosophical flair to the menu, where the broth is a metaphor for life's complexities.
Brilliant! And for dessert, a puzzling pavlova where the meringue represents the unpredictability of existence.
We might be onto something here. Our accidental approach to cooking could revolutionize the gastronomic world.
Move over. Gourmet Chef's Epicurean Escapades is here to redefine the culinary landscape, one confusing dish at a time.
Our restaurant could be featured in food magazines, not for the taste, but for the sheer audacity of our culinary experiments.
Imagine the headlines: Epicurean Escapades, where chaos meets cuisine and confusion is the main course.
Our guests won't just eat, they'll embark on a culinary roller coaster, not knowing whether the next bite will be sweet, savory, or an unexpected burst of confusion.
The only rule in our kitchen: there are no rules. Well, except for the one about not setting off the fire extinguisher.
That's a good rule to keep. We want our guests to leave with a taste of our creativity, not a mouthful of extinguisher foam.
To Epicurean Escapades, where culinary chaos reigns supreme and every meal is an adventure.
Cheers. May our restaurant be the talk of the town, even if it's just for the sheer absurdity of our menu.